Sean, I'm Mind, and I just got another issue of the LEGO Ninjago magazine. This month's magazine comes with a golden coal minifigure. Of the crystallized figures we got, and he's not the most exciting, but he's still very cool to get, so it's nice to see him here. And then this is also one of the magazines that comes with a bonus minifigure. If you don't know how the bonus minifigures work, occasionally the magazine producers have leftover stock of previous magazine exclusives, so they'll just tape them on to newer magazines. And I believe I learned the way it works is each distributor gets different minifigures. So for example, I get my magazines from Unique Magazines, so I guess all orders from Unique Magazines will either have Scuba Nia, or maybe one or two other figures, but if you go to like a shop or something, it may be a different minifigure as the bonus figure. Anyway, with all that being said, we'll take a look at the minifigures at the end of this video. For now, let's remove them and take a look at the magazine itself. So now with the minifigures removed, you can see the full cover, and it says LEGO Toys, Coal plus extra minifigure. On this picture of the minifigure, we have an arrow pointing to his sword that says strong, and then an arrow pointing to his little like axe that says stronger, and then another arrow pointing to his name that says strongest. That's really goofy. We apparently are going to have dragon secrets revealed. Very curious as to what that means. Garmadon, can the ninja teach their old enemy a lesson? Got an advertisement for an amazing comic, which of course ties into the whole Garmadon thing. It looks like it's Garmadon and Vinny. Very excited to read that. I feel like that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get this magazine open. Ad for core, of course, as always. Table of contents, including a pretty cool render of Zane. Apparently there's a hidden message throughout the magazine. But yeah, let's turn to the first page. So this is a little bio page on Golden Cole. A rock-steady guy. Cole has reunited his friends as a team. He should have been given a gold medal for that. Oh well, this golden armor will do. A sword, scythe, and a katana are included. Rock-steady equipment for a rock-steady guy. And then of course Cole saying his iconic catchphrase as always, out of my way. Then we have one head, two faces. I ate my breakfast bowl of salad today. Yum. But only a minute later I was famished again. Grr. Then they have a little frame from the show and information about that episode. I think that's the first time I've seen them put like a TV show frame on the minifigure page. It's a small thing, but I do like that. Then we have a sandwich spree. On your marks, get set, toast. Thank you, Cole. Thank you for saying another one of your iconic catchphrases. So this is like a little maze, but it's not really a maze. You just sort of have to draw a path to get him to his sword, his staff, and his katana, as well as all the different sandwiches, as well as get him to the finish line. Doesn't seem too difficult, but it's something. Yeah, you're just not supposed to touch any of the other objects, which is not that tough. Alright, let's turn the page. We have Jay's Yak Hunt. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. I was wondering when we would get Jay's Yak Hunt. It's finally here. Yaks are my favorite animals. What is up with the dialogue in this magazine? The Lightning Ninja wants to take photos of yaks, but the path to the long-haired cattle herd isn't easy. Help Jay find the path to the yaks. Alright, so you just gotta find which of these paths lead to the finish line. We have a little game right here where you have to build a bridge out of Lego bricks, and then you gotta draw out these three paths to see how many yaks it passes. You know what? A 2-page spread all about Ninjago yaks is not something I was expecting, but you know what? I love it. This is exactly what I wanted from the magazine. This is absolutely perfect. Alright, but we will turn the page again. Uh-oh, we got green alert. This is a spot the differences game between Lloyd suits, where we have iconic characters such as Trash Can Lloyd, Flybound Lloyd, Single Eye Lloyd, and Kai Hair Lloyd. These are so goofy, I love them. Here we have Ready for Departure, where I guess you're supposed to draw mechanical wings for Nia. That's kind of a fun idea, I like that. They're mixing up like the draw your own minifigure section. I think that's pretty fun. But we are finally at the comic. So as always with these comics, I will not be reading the entire thing to you guys, but if you want to pause the video and read it for yourself, feel free. And if I notice anything especially funny or interesting, I will pause the video and point it out to you guys. So let's get started. We have Bad Boys Night Out, and it looks like it takes place right after they recruit Garmadon in Crystallized, when he's trying to get Lloyd to unlock his Oni form. So let's see what the comic has in store. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure this isn't canon because I don't think Vinny was here for this scene, but we'll see if there's any other contradictions beyond that. Okay, we're getting some Dareth backstory too. That's actually pretty exciting. Also, they did not even try with the dialogue here. Okay, so Dareth became a lawyer because he was charged with a bunch of things, and then his lawyer got him off, and he realized she was very good at just talking a lot, waffling, so he was like, oh hey, I could do that too. So he became a lawyer to do that. That's really funny and fits Dareth's character perfectly, so you know what, I am all here for that. I'm gonna accept that as a canon backstory. But anyway, Garmadon realized, oh hey, people can have negative emotions, and that gives me my power, so now he's going out to seek out more conflict, and then we are at the break in the comic. Here we have a little game called Grumpy Old Garmadon. Oh, this is kinda cool. I've never seen them do this before. It's a sort of like choose your own adventure, draw your own comic type thing. They give you some prompts, you have to pick an answer, and then you're supposed to draw out the comic. I actually like that a lot. I feel like that could be a lot of fun. Then of course in the center we have the posters. Here's the first one. It says full speed ahead. It's got pictures of all the ninjas' vehicles. I don't think the text is necessary. This would actually look really cool without that. But the design of the actual bikes does look really cool. I do think Zane's looks a little uncanny. It's a weird filter on it that's clearly a product image. And while the other ones look to probably be product images, there's at least enough effects on there where they all seem to like blend blend in with the environment. Zane's jet, though, does definitely feel out of place. But no, I definitely like the layout of this poster, and the text isn't as bad as it is on some other posters, so I don't mind it. Then on the opposite side of the poster, we have Zane, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. The idea of, like, the silhouetted poster is cool in concept, but the 3D render of Dragon Zane just does not work here, in my opinion. It just looks really awkward with this filter that's been placed on it, and the silhouetted Zane in yellow in front of it is really cool, and I do love this color combination, but that Dragon Zane does look pretty bad. And I will say, this is one case where the text actually looks really good. Zane's name here is perfect, and the Ninjago right under it. This is a great poster, except for Dragon Zane up top. I wish he was done a little bit differently. Maybe more of an original drawing instead of just putting a filter over the render. But obviously I know that's a lot more effort than they usually put in for these magazines, so I think it's okay for what it is. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential here, but unfortunately it's just not as good as it could be. Alright, next we have a game called Divide the Creatures. We have to draw a line through them to divide them into 3 equal groups. That's kind of fun. Again, another unique concept for the magazine. Then we have Save the Rogues. This is like a spiral word search. Doesn't take that much time, but again, word searches are fun. Definitely not going to complain about that one. Then I think we are back to the comic. Okay, so Garmadon is taking Vinny around to just regular everyday places where things are going bad, like places with bad food, to a movie theater that's showing a bad movie, because Garmadon is thriving on everybody else's negativity. This is super goofy, but I can't say I dislike it, because it is genuinely fun. Okay, Garmadon stops some thieves, that's nice to see. But uh-oh, the new ninja are here. Are we gonna have the new ninja fight Garmadon? That would be really wacky. So Garmadon's like, okay, I'm gonna do Oni form. And then Vinny's like, hey, don't do Oni form. So Garmadon's like, okay, we'll not do Oni form. But then he still beats up the new ninja. Okay, honestly, this comic was very fun all around. I genuinely liked the Dara stuff. And the Garmadon and Vinny stuff was very silly, and I mean, so was the Dara stuff. But you know what? For a lighthearted Ninjago story that sorta works in canon, I think this is pretty good. I much prefer this to just the sort of generic action comics we get sometimes. This is at least a fun story, and I did very much enjoy reading it. And I like them focusing on characters that aren't just the main 6 ninja. So yeah, all around pretty happy with this. The Overlord is beaten. For good? Okay, this is interesting. So this is talking about, like, the end of Crystallized. Obviously, there's a lot of text on this page, but I'm gonna do a real quick skim to see if there's anything here that's, like, especially interesting. Okay, nothing too interesting here. They do have a timeline of the Overlord, which is nice. And they do have Wu specifically mention that, hey, the Overlord's probably not gone for good. Whenever there's light, there's also dark. So he's probably still around in some form somewhere, which obviously makes sense and just ties into my whole thing with Crystallized in general. It's just like, what did it accomplish? But still, this is a cute little activity. And even if it is just for a game and non-canon, I do like seeing stuff that takes place after Crystallized. Makes me excited for what comes next. And then also, of course, we have the Overlord's iconic catchphrase, you remember when he said that? When he was fighting Lord at the end of Crystallized, Lord turned into his Oni form, and then the Overlord went, I love that part of the season. Then we have the Ultimate Dragon. This looks like it's pretty much just an ad for the set, and then you also have to, like, find the location of all these different things. But yeah, not much else to say on that one. Alright, here we have Flying Giants. This is the page on dragons that we were promised. Apparently, highest fire dragon's the widest, the Ultra Dragon is the longest, and the Skull Sorcerer Dragon is the highest. What does this say? This dragon was the first to have 4 heads. Lloyd's Golden Ultra Dragon Overleaf is kind of a golden descendant. What does overleaf mean? Does anyone have any clue what this word is? Like, I can't think of what that would be, even if it's like a typo. I have no idea. Okay, but yeah, it's just a short bio page on dragons. Kind of funny this was advertised at the beginning, but we had more info about the yaks than the actual dragons. Though I guess we can count this page on the dragons too. But yeah, I mean, it's cute. It's nice to have info, but I don't have a ton to say about it. Oh my god, Wonderful's back. Wonderful is back. Then we have an advertisement for some sort of UK amusement park thing called Kids Pass. I don't know, I'm not from the UK, but that's where this magazine comes from. Then we have an advertisement for next month's magazine, which comes with a Vengestone Guard. I'm gonna be honest, this isn't the most exciting for me, because I am someone who has all the crystallized sets, but for someone who doesn't have them all, this might be very nice to get, because obviously this is the main army buildable villain from Crystallized, and if you live in the UK and you can get these magazines for cheap, so that you can, like, properly army build these guys if you don't have enough from the actual sets. And I do appreciate that it is the full version of these guys with their armor, because they very easily could have done the version without the armor that came in some sets, but no, this is the good version of these guys. So while it's not a figure I'm super excited for, it's still going to be one that's nice to get. Also, it says 2 LEGO toys at the top, so actually it sounds like next month's going to have another bonus minifigure. I don't remember the last time, if ever, we got 2 bonus minifigures back to back, but if that's true, that's very exciting. Cannot wait to see what that minifigure is going to be. I would love a second of, like, Golden Zane or something. Then on the final page, we have a crystallized landscape. This is a little background you can cut out and play with your minifigures on. That's fun, especially for kids who don't have a ton of sets. Yeah, I genuinely like that. But I think that's about it for the actual magazine. So now let's get those 2 minifigure polybags open and take a look at them up a little bit closer. The Cole minifigures, of course, still using the new paper bag introduced with last month's magazine. But of course, Nia still uses plastic because the minifigures from before they introduced that. So here are the two minifigures all built up, Golden Cole and Scuba Nia. We'll start by taking a look at Golden Cole because obviously he's the minifigure that everyone's going to get if you buy this magazine. And Golden Cole is a fantastic minifigure all around. In terms of how he is as a magazine figure, he is exciting to get because the cheapest way to get him is $45, so like a $5 to $10 magazine is obviously a lot cheaper. However, because he does come in one of these smaller sets of the wave, he's not as hard to find as some of the other Ninja, so I would have preferred like Golden J instead. And he does come in 2 sets as well, while something like Golden Dragon Cole only comes in 1. So Golden Cole wouldn't have been my first pick for a magazine minifigure. However, all that being said, he's definitely not a terrible magazine pick, and he is a fantastic minifigure. I love how the gold and orange look. This has to be one of the best Cole suits. The gold feels so elegant, the orange really pops, and it all ties together with the black super nicely. Gold is just such a perfect color for Cole, and I'm really glad he's used it so much in recent years, because it just fits him so perfectly. The golden resistance hood looks nice too, and then of course around the back he's got a scabbard to hold his katana. I do appreciate that this is a full figure too, because sometimes they do leave out the armor pieces in the magazines, but nope, that was not the case this time. It's still included on him, so it's the same exact one that comes in every other set that he comes in. In terms of accessory, katana is a katana, and I do like when they do unique weapon builds. This one is nothing all too special though. I mean, it's cute. I like the idea of a sword scythe, but in terms of like the parts used, nothing all too special. So I wouldn't say they're like a driving reason to get this set, but that's not to say the weapon looks bad. It's still a lot of fun. There he is with armor removed. You can see his full face print, and there's his back torso print as well as his alternate face. Again, amazing back torso print. I love how the metallic gold looks. Just such a fantastic figure all around. One of the best Cole suits. And then Scuba Nia I won't spend super long on, because of course I've already reviewed her in a previous Ninjago magazine, and not everybody who gets this magazine is going to get this figure, but in short, this is a fantastic minifigure. Very hard to get in the initial Seabound wave, which was disappointing since she is the main character of that season, so I was very happy to get a second in the magazine first time she came around, and then I'm very happy that I get a third here now. Beyond just the exclusivity though, the colors just look really nice. The gunmetal gray belt and like scuba gear looks really nice, and the yellow really pops as well. The lack for full scuba outfit's a little disappointing, but the headband hairpiece is very nice to get because that is a little bit harder to find, though it's become slightly more common after core. And then like the bits of metallic printing too just look amazing. Just such a fantastic minifigure all around. It's one I'm very happy to get a third of. There she is with hairpiece removed, and there's look at her back torso print. Yeah, given all the different figures I could have gotten as a bonus minifigure, this is probably one of the ones I would have wanted the most, so I'm very happy to get her here. And so, what are my overall thoughts on this magazine? I thought this magazine was very solid. Honestly, there's nothing I'd say is bad about it. The posters were solid, like nothing exceptional, but they were solid. The comic was fun this time around, and I think the minifigures included are really good too. The games also felt surprisingly unique, like there's a lot of fun ones in there. And the magazine, I don't know, it just had me laughing. It feels like there was a lot of thought put into this one, and while it was a very silly magazine, I had a lot of fun with it. So would I recommend it? Yeah, 100%. If you already have Golden Cole, you don't necessarily need this magazine, but I don't know, I mean, it's always nice to get duplicates, and the bonus figure especially is very fun, because you get 2 figures for the price of 1. So yeah, I'd say I would recommend this magazine. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this magazine in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please just like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos just like this one almost every day, so if you subscribe, be the first to see them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!